Hi everybody. Alright, so now we're doing order of operations. Alright, this just is talking about it matters what order you do your various operations, whether like here we subtract, then multiply, or do we multiply, then subtract. I'm sure that you've seen this before. We have a helpful acronym here called PEMDAS. Alright, and we've written the MD and the A. This stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So multiplication and division are really the same thing, all they're equivalent. So those can occur, you don't put one before the other, so you just go left to right on that. And the same with addition and subtraction, just work left to right. So this is parentheses, exponents. This is multiplication and division. Whoops. Divide. And then this is add, and this is subtract. Okay, so a little helpful, people have come up with various different things. You can say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. There's some other ones people use as well too. So we'll leave that there just so we don't forget. You should have written those down. So let's do a few. So parentheses, so certainly we got to do this first. And then it says times 5 and plus 1. Well, this equaled 8, so we have 8 times 5 and then plus 1. So we have to multiply the 8 times 5 first. So that's going to be 40 plus 1, and then that equals 40. Alright, so let's see this one. You cannot work just left to right here. We have multiplying, and that has to occur first. So we multiply these, and if you want, you can put your own parentheses around things to help you remind yourself when to do things. So 5 times 4 is 20, and then we have 30 minus 20 plus 2. So now add and subtract are equivalent. We just work left to right. So 30 minus 20 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. Alright, that's our answer. Now, let's see what happens if we were to do this incorrectly. If we just would 30 minus 5 times 4 and just worked our way left to right. Let's see what would happen. So, if we had 30 minus 5 and then did times 4, and then add 2. See, we got a way different answer, 102 versus 12. So we can't just work left to right. We got to make sure we do our order of operations correctly and in the correct order. So here we go. Left to right, we're going to just, since dividing and multiplying are equivalent, we work left to right. And then exponents have to be done very first. So that's really like a minus 9. So we have 14 divided by 7 is 2 times 5 minus 9. So now 2 times 5 is 10 minus 9, and that equals 1. There's our final answer. All right, so brackets are the same as parentheses. We got to do those before everything else. Exponents have to happen before we add, but we got to do what's inside the parentheses first. So get in the habit of always rewriting everything you don't change. So I don't want you to just write 5 minus 2 is 3 and then get some messy work here. I want you to rewrite everything that doesn't change. All right, that way you don't lose any work. So 5 minus 2 is 3, and I kept the squared, the 12 plus, the 2 times, whatever. So 3 squared is 9, so I have 2 times 12 plus 9. Now you may feel like you don't have to rewrite everything every time, but trust me, it's going to definitely make a difference later when we do more complicated stuff. 12 plus 9 is 21, and 2 times 21 is 42. Alright, so let's do one last one, and then you guys can try a few. So, this one looks like it's got a lot going on, that's fine. When you have a fraction like this, what you want to do is do the top, then do the bottom, and then simplify if possible. So here we have 5 squared is 25. So I have 4 times 25, and then the multiplying 4 times 3 occurs before the minus. So 4 times 3 is 12, so that's still a minus there. Here we got to do the inside parentheses first. and we have to multiply before we add, so we have 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 plus 2 is 22. So we now have this on the bottom and this on the top. 4 times 5 is 100. And you may not necessarily have to write out as many steps as I did for some of these, but you definitely have to write out several steps. 4 times 2 is 88. And now we get 12 minus 100 is 88. We have an 88 on the bottom. Something over itself reduces to 1 over 1, which just equals 1. There's our final answer. All right. So now it's your turn to try. Here's the You Try page. You should do all 3 of these and be ready for it next class. So go ahead, and if you have any questions or comments for next class, write them down in the side or something here so you don't forget to ask or tell us. And I'll see you next class.